The winds of Korath Prime screamed across the endless wasteland, whipping crimson sand through the air like razor-sharp needles. Lieutenant Marcus Kane pushed forward through the dunes, his armor's environmental system straining against the planet's hostile climate. Every step felt heavier than the last, but he couldn't turn back. The distress beacon had led him far off his patrol route, deep into territory most soldiers avoided entirely. Still, he had answered the call. That was what humans did. At the base of a jagged ravine, he spotted her. At first glance, Marcus assumed she was dead. She lay half-buried beneath drifting sand, her pale blue skin bruised and cut, her ornate garments torn and stained with dried blood. The delicate ridges along her temples and the faint silver markings on her skin marked her instantly as Valoran, one of the most technologically advanced species in the galaxy. But what unsettled Marcus most wasn't her appearance. It was the precision of her wounds. This wasn't an accident. Someone had done this deliberately. "Hey," Marcus called as he slid carefully down the embankment. "Can you hear me?" Her eyelids fluttered open, revealing eyes that shimmered between violet and gold. She flinched, fear flashing across her face, raising a trembling hand in defense. "Please," she whispered in heavily accented standard. "No more." "I'm not here to hurt you," Marcus said calmly, lowering himself to her level. He removed his helmet so she could see his face. "I'm Terran Defense. My name's Marcus." "What happened?" She studied him closely, as if searching for deception. After a long moment, she spoke. "I am Lyra of House Valion. I refused a political union with Lord Tavaros of House Krell. My family chose alliance over my life. They brought me here, and left me." Anger burned in Marcus's chest. He had heard of Valoran customs, rigid hierarchies, arranged alliances, but abandoning someone to die in the desert crossed every line. "Can you stand?" he asked. She tried, but pain tore a cry from her throat as she collapsed. Her leg was clearly shattered. "All right," Marcus decided. "I'm carrying you. My ship's 3 kilometers away. We'll get you help." "Why?" Lyra asked weakly. "Humans gain nothing by saving me. My own people discarded me." Marcus slid one arm beneath her knees and another behind her back. She was far lighter than he expected. "Where I come from," he said, lifting her carefully, "we don't leave people to die alone." The journey back to Marcus's ship was brutal. The twin suns beat down mercilessly, draining his water reserves faster than regulations allowed, but he refused to slow his pace. Lyra remained silent for a long stretch, her head resting lightly against his shoulder, her breathing shallow but steady. Eventually, she spoke. "Humans are strange." Marcus let out a dry chuckle. "That's not the first time I've heard that. The Valorans see your species as primitive," she continued. "Your time in space is short. Your technology crude. Your history violent. Yet you risk yourself for someone you don't even know." "Maybe that's exactly why," Marcus replied. "We remember what it's like to be vulnerable. We haven't forgotten that behind all the politics and tech, we're just people." "My tutors taught that human emotion was weakness," Lyra said quietly. "That it made you dangerous and unpredictable." "They might be half right," Marcus admitted with a laugh. "Emotion makes us do stupid things. Like answering a distress signal that could be a trap. But it also makes us fight like hell for someone who needs help." As they crested a final dune, Marcus's battered Terran corvette came into view. Relief surged through him, and he forced himself onward. "Your family," Lyra asked softly. "Would they abandon you for disobedience?" Marcus smiled faintly. "My mother would guilt-trip me for weeks. But leave me to die? Never. She'd fight the entire galaxy first. That's what family should be." Lyra said nothing more, but Marcus felt warm moisture soak into his shoulder. She was crying silently. Inside the ship, Marcus laid her gently on the medical bay table. Automated scanners activated instantly, projecting holographic readouts of fractures, internal bleeding, and severe dehydration. "It's worse than I thought," Marcus muttered. "She had hours at most." "This will hurt," he warned as he initiated treatment. "But you'll live." Medical nanites surged through her body, repairing damaged tissue and knitting shattered bone. Lyra gasped in pain, gripping Marcus's hand as he stayed by her side. Hours passed. Slowly, her vitals stabilized. Her breathing evened out. The bruises faded. When it was over, Lyra sat up cautiously, testing her leg with disbelief. "I have heard stories of human medicine," she said. "But this, thank you, Marcus of Terra." "Just Marcus," he replied, handing her water. "What will you do now? Your family thinks you're dead." Lyra stared at the floor. "I don't know." Lyra drank deeply, lost in thought. "Without my house, the Valoran Empire will not accept me. I have no rank. No purpose." "That's not true," Marcus said firmly. "You have your life. Your freedom. What you do with it is your choice now." She looked at him with quiet disbelief. "Humans truly see existence differently. Among my people, identity is tied to hierarchy. Without it, we are nothing." "No," Marcus corrected gently. "Without it, you're just you. And maybe that's enough." Over the following days, as Marcus piloted toward the nearest Terran outpost, they talked endlessly. He told her about human philosophy, personal liberty, and the belief that worth was defined by actions, not birth. Lyra listened with fascination. In return, she shared Valoran history and science, revealing how her people had sacrificed passion and individuality for order and advancement centuries earlier. "What you did," Lyra said one evening as they shared a simple meal, "was illogical. You risked resources, safety, and your mission." "There wasn't a choice," Marcus replied simply. "Not for me." Lyra reached across the table, taking his hand. "Perhaps humans are not primitive. Perhaps you evolved, differently." When they arrived at the outpost, Marcus expected Lyra to request transport to Valoran space. Instead, she surprised everyone. "I request asylum," she announced. "And permission to apply for service in the Terran Defense Corps." The commander stared. "A Valoran soldier? That's new." "I have nothing left among my people," Lyra explained. "But I have learned that humans value courage and loyalty over politics. These are values I choose." 3 weeks later, her application was approved. Lyra proved exceptional. Her Valoran reflexes combined with human determination forged something extraordinary. She and Marcus served together for years, earning reputations that echoed across multiple systems. Their story spread far beyond Terran space. A human who carried a dying stranger through a lethal desert. A Valoran noble who abandoned privilege to choose her own path. They became symbols of what the galaxy could be, if compassion mattered more than tradition. Lyra never forgot the moment in the ravine when a stranger had seen her not as an asset, but as a person worth saving. Marcus never regretted answering that distress call. Because in the end, what set humanity apart wasn't strength or technology, but the stubborn belief that no one should be left behind.